right, so welcome to the Carnivores Cut. We are here today with Alex from Chucktown Acres. We're actually in his farm store on his local farm.
Yep.
We're here in McClellanville, South Carolina.
Yep.
So any of you guys local to McClellanville, you need to come check them out. Today we are going to be eating, we got two tri-tip steaks over here. And this is actually from this farm, which is grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And then we have
that's a tenderloin tail. So it's kind of like the filet mignon, but it's the very end of that tenderloin. Right. It's real flat at the bottom. Most of the time that's thrown away, but I like to preserve it and enjoy it for what it is.
Right.
And then a sirloin filet over there as well.
Cool. So we got and that's the sirloin top.
Yeah.
Top sirloin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was just telling me
just the fillet part of it, just this little medallion of it where the center is. It's the best part of the whole sirloin.
So you basically, like, the sirloin itself is a big cut. It's got the cap, it's got the
tip, and then it's got the rest of the sirloin where you get your like sirloin steaks from.
Right.
So that's from the tip.
Okay.
And there's this beautiful little medallion right in there that is just as tender as a filet mignon, but it's half the price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
So we'll see if you like it.
Yeah. We're about to dig in. You are going to watch us eat. We'll talk a little bit. I got a few questions and stuff like that. I wrote down on my phone so I can remember.
Don't forget.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put one of those over here, and then should I just cut it in half? Or what?
Yeah.
We're going to use the
real you should use the big boy.
Yeah, the real knife.
Yeah.
So just cut it. Where should I cut it? Where's going to be the best part to cut it?
I don't know. Just cut it right down the middle, I reckon.
It's not too bad. It's more done than I like to do it. Usually.
Yeah.
Here, you take this.
But given the circumstances.
Yeah.
Just imagine that we were at a campsite.
It was just like cooking at a campsite.
We were cooking on a farm.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah,
we were cooking on a farm.
We don't have to imagine shit.
It can't be perfect.
Yeah. Which one you want?
I want the one on the right.
On the right? All right. I feel like you just gave me the good one. I see all the fat on it.
That's your left.
All right, now which one of these do you want? Which one of these do you want me to eat?
You can have that one.
Okay, bet. And I poured all the tallow on there, so we got tallow all over the place here.
Yep.
All right, dig in. You're not gonna say grace? No, I'm just kidding.
Grace.
And I got some more salt over here if you need it. I always end up having to salt the mess out of everything. I didn't salt these when I pulled them off. The tri-tips. I did salt the little boys though. So this is the way.
Yeah, I'm doing the tenderloin tail right now. There's all this really great fat on there.
Ooh.
Which you're not used to on the filet mignon. Usually filet mignon is super lean.
Right.
But the end of the tail has all this amazing fat that renders really, really easily.
I didn't know that. Because I don't eat a lot of tenderloin. I told you before, I've only eaten it like twice. Obviously, it's a little expensive to eat 2 pounds of tenderloin a day. But
come here. It's okay. This is my daughter, Lucy. Hey, you can have this, and then you got to get out of here. Okay. Love you. Take Jack with you, too.
So sweet.
This is a farm, so we're very informal.
Yeah.
With everything we do.
I was picking my boogers while I was cooking his steak, actually.
Bye. Love you. Take Jack. Jack.
He didn't even hear it.
He can literally smell the steak.
Dude, this is so good. What's up, buddy?
Come here. Come on.
All right, guys. So today's sponsor for the podcast is the Carnivore Bar. These are a great snack for on the go. They're extremely shelf stable. They come in multiple flavors. They're great for gym fuel. And they've got 100% natural ingredients. You guys can save money on the Carnivore Bars by using the code DRAKE. That's 10% on single orders and 20% on subscriptions. So you guys go get some Carnivore Bars. Don't starve out there, all right?
All right. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
How amazing is that?
That shit's yummy, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That shit's insane.
Yep.
I like that it's got the fat on it because I don't eat filet mignon a lot, but I do know that it doesn't have a lot of fat, and they say it cooks really fast.
Yeah, it does.
Obviously, because are pretty. I mean, this one definitely didn't Like, it's not bad. I don't know, how do you usually eat your
The filet,
like rare?
yeah, but usually they're a lot thicker than this, so it's easier to not overcook it.
Mm-hmm.
So these tenderloin tails,
Oh, that last bite.
You basically need to get your skillet or your grill just mega hot and treat it like a flank steak. Where you're just gonna go bam, 1 minute, and you're done. At like the highest heat you can get to.
And that's how you cook flank steak too?
Yeah, for sure. Flank steaks you want to marinate for a while. You want to do like kind of like a chimichurri, cilantro kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna just sear the crap out of one side, sear the crap out of the other side, let it rest, and then you're going to slice it, and it's going to go on tacos or fajitas or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's great by itself if you're a carnivore.
But it's more of a utility steak for most.
Yep.
Now this, I'm excited about tri-tip. I keep hearing about tri-tip. It's pretty damn yummy. I've only had this little corner piece over here.
Okay, I'm going to do the same
you're working
corner you're doing.
I'm
going to try this one.
How you feel about Denver steaks?
Denver steaks don't work on grass-fed cattle.
Oh, really?
They're too tough, and they just don't work out very well.
Okay.
So we end up grinding ours. Okay. Because if you got a big corn-fed cow, it'll work because basically everything is tender on a big corn-fed cow. But when you're grass-fed, there's going to be less fat on different things, so you have to figure out what works and what doesn't. Damn. And the Denver doesn't work.
Damn. I just got to cut into this, the actual
the thicker part.
Oh boy, and that smoky salt.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good.
Damn. I was asking because it kind of reminds me of the flavor of the Denver steak that I have, which, of course, is going to be a little different being grass-fed and grain-fed, but just how much flavor it holds. I noticed that with the Denver steak, because all I use is salt, so I can really tell the difference between the meats, when I eat them. And I noticed that it carries so much flavor. Yeah. I didn't even think about different parts of the cow being like not tender enough for it to be a desirable, you know what I mean? Especially with grass-fed, they got less fat in general.
Yep. It's all based off of usage. So whatever that cow uses more is going to be tougher.
Right.
That's why,
stronger muscle.
If you ever get like a beef shank, it's going to be basically an upside-down traffic cone. Mm-hmm. Like this. It's a tube that gets bigger as it goes. That cut of meat is from the thigh, basically our thigh. Mm-hmm. They use that thing all day, every day. Cows are always standing. They're always moving. So the shank is going to be one of the toughest pieces of meat on the whole animal. But the shank is probably the most flavorful thing on the whole cow. So if you can either smoke it or slow cook it, crock pot it, what have you, and you can wait 14 hours for it to cook, you're going to have the best tacos in your whole life. Because eventually, after 12 to 14 hours, it will start to fall apart. Mm-hmm. And it will shred, just like the most beautiful shredded beef you've ever had. And it is, the flavor, you don't want to do anything but salt on it. Because the flavor is so intense. The flavor off of this tri-tip is a lot more intense than the flavor off of the tenderloin.
Right.
That's the same thing, but way more amplified on a shank.
Gotcha.
Because it's just that cow used that thing every single day.
So it's the muscle. The muscle builds the flavor. I mean, obviously fat has flavor too.
Yeah.
But that the meaty or gamey or the actual flavor of the meat itself.
Yeah.
Usually
beef
comes from using
flavor comes from usage.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's why the tenderloin is the most tender. And sometimes, if you have a grain-finished filet mignon, there's almost no flavor to it. There's almost nothing happening. I remember going to a steakhouse when I was a kid, and it was my first time at a fancy steakhouse.
Yeah.
And they told me I could order whatever I wanted. So I got the filet mignon, and I got it, tasted it, and was immediately like almost repulsed because it didn't taste like anything. And I grew up eating sirloins and flat irons because that's all we could afford growing up.
So you had tons
and my
of
dad
flavor.
was like the master of marinating and grilling and finding ways to take super cheap, super tough cuts of meat and making them tender and flavorful. And so then I go to this steakhouse and I get this fancy filet, and I'm like almost want to put ketchup on it because it's like there's like nothing, there's no flavor at all there. And you just think about where that backstrap, that tenderloin comes from. Cow's not using his back muscles very much. They're just there. That's why they're so tender, is because they don't get used very often.
Right.
And that's why they don't have a ton of flavor. Now, if you do grass-fed, all of your cuts of meat are going to have amplified flavor because of a diverse diet. Where if you have a grain-fed cow, they're going to be fed corn and soy for the last 6 months of their life, and that's it. And that's why the beef flavor on a grain-finished cattle or a grocery store beef is going to be way lower than if you went to a local farmer somewhere, or if you got a grass-fed. They're going to have a much more diverse diet.
Right.
That all the nutrients and minerals from all the different kinds of grasses that cow is eating is going to affect the flavor of the steak itself.
And differently from farm to farm, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. From climate to climate. Like if you got a steak from me, and I'm in coastal South Carolina, versus like if you got a steak from Alder Spring Ranch in Idaho, they wouldn't even look like each other. They wouldn't taste like each other. They're going to be very vastly different, especially if you're on like a carnivore kind of diet.
Yeah.
You'll definitely be able to tell the big difference.
That's the coolest part about this is like now when I taste the meat, I taste the meat. Like I can even my sense of smell has gotten so crazy that like my girl, I always I can't eat anything other than meat, but I can smell it, right?
Yeah.
So my girlfriend, whenever she gets something, let me smell that real quick. And I go,
let me smell that broccoli.
Oh, there's cinnamon in that. She's like, really? You think so? And I'm like, oh, I know so. It's in there. Like, my sense of smell is so keen now, and like I can taste things in the meat.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed, the first grass-fed, grass-finished steak I had, it was from Trader Joe's. And it was from the Trader Joe's in Mount Pleasant.
Yep.
So
who knows what that?
Yeah, who knows where it came from? It was.
It's probably Brazilian beef.
Yeah.
Or Australian.
Isn't Argentina? Is that the Angus? That's where good Angus comes from, or just good beef in general?
No disrespect to anyone in South America, but I prefer to eat American beef. As an American farmer, I prefer to know that my beef comes from America.
Right, but flavor-wise,
I don't think it matters which country you're in. I think it matters a little bit more about what climate you're in. It's going to have different kinds of flavor, but you can get different grades of beef from different countries. My biggest gripe with it is that America passed a law that said that you could put product of USA on beef and pork products that don't come from the USA.
That's a problem.
The loophole
that's a
in
big
the whole law is that if you repackage the meat,
then it comes from
once it gets here, it can be product of the USA.
It's like building a Squire versus a Stratocaster Fender guitar. It's built in Mexico.
Yep.
It's put together cheaper, and it has pine instead of maple. That's only two differences.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But my whole reason I got into farming was because I saw this lack of transparency in the food system. So I saw how it was affecting our health, how it was affecting our land and our ability to grow food in the future. And it all funneled back to greed, profit, and lies. Yep. And so when I see different labels on things in the grocery store, I kind of just go, yeah, you can almost put whatever you want on that box of eggs or on that package of beef. a lot of people are realizing now grass-fed beef from the grocery store
It's still grain finished.
is still grain finished.
Yeah.
Every cow eats grass at some point in its life.
Right.
You can't have a cow-calf operation where mamas are giving birth to calves in a feedlot. Those calves will suffer and die, and they won't, no matter how much medication you give them in a feedlot, those environments are so toxic that a calf can't thrive in that environment.
Really?
So you have your mama cows and your calves being born on pasture because that's where cows belong.
Right.
That's where they thrive. So what they do is they take those calves, they raise them on pasture for roughly a year, 10 months to a year. Then that's when they go to feedlots.
And that's for about 6 months.
Then 3 to 6 months, they finish on grains. So every cow is fed grass
right.
at some point in its life.
Yeah,
This is the thing. It's just this. They're using words in grocery stores to trick customers into thinking that that product in that package is way healthier for you,
right,
than it actually is.
I wanted to kind of, that was one of the biggest things I wanted to touch with you on is just like we were talking about free range eggs and cage free eggs. It's like,
yep,
I feel like, look, when I say things about food and agriculture and stuff, I don't have the background knowledge that you have. So when I say things to you, I'm like, I wonder where he's going. Oh, another Trader Joe's steak. Man, if he only, you know what I mean? Like I'm wondering like what's going on in your head because like,
yeah,
I'm a carpenter, right? So when I walk through Home Depot, I just look at things differently than everybody else is looking at things.
Yeah,
So when you walk through a grocery store, I'm wondering like, what's this guy's vision look like? Can I put the glasses on? Like, you're probably looking at like, oh, this shit, because like I do that now.
Yep.
Like, I man, if it's in the middle of the store, it's garbage for me.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend, every time she has like a healthy
in the middle of the grocery store.
The middle, yeah,
not
sorry.
Home Depot.
No, not middle of Home Depot.
Like,
yeah.
You got the electrical, the plumbing.
There's good shit in the middle of Home Depot. There's no bad part of Home Depot, by the way.
Except for their 2x4s.
Yeah. Those aren't the greatest. They're a little wonky, but pick through them. You'll find something eventually.
Yeah, there are good ones in there.
Yeah. You just gotta dig. But just you looking at things has got to be different, and like that was the biggest thing I wanted to talk to you about was just like the differences and like the underhandedness that's going on as far as agriculture, because everybody's like aware of it, but they're only semi-aware of it. It's being talked about more and more. But like I've been trying not to research like what are the different grades of meat and what like I kind of wanted to talk to you about that because like I can learn it from the internet all day. When you're actually out there doing it, it's a little bit different. So the
grading system between like prime, choice, and select is all about fat content. So for me, that's like
it means nothing.
That means nothing to me.
For me, it means nothing. I've bought select steaks that have more marble. I literally see them in the case, $24.99 a pound, $15.99 a pound.
Yeah,
this steak looks exactly like that or better.
Yeah.
I want to buy this one.
Yeah.
That's all y'all graded on. Like, if it's not nutrient density, if you're grading it off of something like that, like if you're checking the nutrient density of the meat and then being like, oh, this is prime right here, this is good shit.
Yeah.
That's what I care about.
Right.
I mean, like, yes, I want fat for flavor, but you're just going to tell me this cow is fat? That's all this is?
That's all it is.
A scale? Like,
yeah, that's all it is. For me, I'm so over the grocery store thing. Grocery stores have just completely lost my trust with their ability to lie and tell you that this food is one thing and it's not.
Right. And
they're really, you can tell that whoever's in charge of grocery stores right now is freaking out about the awakening that is happening in at least America. I don't know what else is happening in the rest of the world, but people are realizing like a lot of this food is bullshit.
Right.
The whole, like literally 85% of your grocery store is bullshit. Garbage. That's the middle. It's packaged corn, basically, in different styles. And then the outside now.
Oh, it's flowed its way out to the outside.
I'm going to war with the outside of the store now, too, because we're learning that all of that meat that's in the the butcher, like the fresh meat that they put on display,
Yeah, that's the meats I'm talking about.
that has preservatives on it. They have to either inject or spray preservatives on that meat to keep it from browning.
So,
Because think about if you got a
heard
frozen
about that.
steak from me, brought it home, thawed it out, beautiful bright red, right? You cut that steak and you put it in the fridge. You go back an hour later
and it's brown.
It's brown.
I heard somebody. I think it was the farmer you were just talking about. The one up north.
Yeah,
he's big on
Alder Spring Ranch.
Alder Spring Ranch. I'm almost positive it was him. He talked about like if you take one of our steaks home, when you cut it open, it turns brown very shortly afterwards, and it should.
Yes, it should.
I was like,
meat oxidizes. That's part of the whole thing.
So what? And this may be like a. So I've always heard the red coloring in it is a dye that they inject. Maybe that's a misconception. Maybe it has the stuff, the preservatives, but meat's red in general.
Yeah.
Like the hemoglobin.
The
hemoglobin, he's in there. He's making them red. It's not blood. It's the hemoglobin's in there. We can't figure out how to say
hemoglobulin.
That's it.
I think is
hemoglobin. Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, literally. But so like when you cut your steak, it should turn brown. There was this is what I want to tell you. I'm so glad you brought that up because I went to Restaurant Depot, right? Ooh. And
sketchy.
I want. This is an interesting conversation for me because I went. All right, so of course,
for those who don't know, Restaurant Depot is I don't know if you want to call it. It's a restaurant supply store that has packaged things for your to-go containers that you have at your restaurant, but it also has like frozen food and like meat and dairy products and like the dry ice cream powder you would put in your soft serve machine and stuff like that. It's like an emergency stop for restaurants that run out of something.
And they're in bulk, like massive
big
amounts.
Yeah, you can't get a pound of ground beef there.
No,
you got to buy 10 pound in a tube that looks like a bazooka.
The chicken, I literally couldn't even. I buy a lot of chicken for my dog food. I get like 16 pounds of chicken for their 2-week batch. Yeah, or 1 month batch. It's 16 pounds for 1 month. But I was like, I got to be able to get like 10 pounds of chicken at once. No, you have to buy a 100-pound box. And like you don't even get to pick the cut. It's just all random chicken wings, legs, and drums.
No
I was
way.
like, that's why there's so many boxes sitting here. Nobody's gonna buy this. Like unless you run a restaurant. Like I would still buy 100 pounds of chicken from you right now if I could just get what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I'm looking for
I was looking
chicken breast?
Yeah, chicken breast or I'll do chicken thighs. Chicken thighs has a little bit more fat on it. Yeah. So it's better for them. But chicken breast is easier on me to cook, you know.
We sell more chicken breast than any other cut of meat.
I want to try y'all's chicken because
it's gonna rock your world.
I'm excited because I've been hating chicken. Not hating chicken. I just like I said,
chicken's not very popular in the carnivore community. Pork, I feel like, isn't either.
It's not.
It seems to be very focused on wild game and beef. And bison, I guess, is somewhere in between the two. But I do...
Bison, if it wasn't so expensive, would be highly sought after.
Yeah.
But it is less fatty than calf. I'm pretty sure, right? You would probably know better than I would. I think bison's a little bit leaner.
Even if you grain feed bison, they're still super, super lean. There's no way to, like, fatten a buffalo. It just doesn't work. They get huge.
Right.
But like a 1,400-pound finished out Angus beef from a feedlot, it's going to weigh the same amount as a buffalo.
Really?
But the buffalo is going to be lean. Gotcha. They just don't put on fat. I just think we've been screwing with cows a lot longer than we've been screwing with buffaloes. And we've been able to genetically select over probably thousands of years with cows to select the ones that put on fat the most.
Right.
And we just haven't done that with buffalo because they've been wild for so much longer than cattle have. So he's like almost
probably
impossible.
easier to catch a cow than it is a buffalo too in the wild. Like back when, you know, it was probably easier for them to get a cow than it was a buffalo.
If you haven't seen wild cattle catching, you should.
I haven't.
It's really exciting. The boys at
like
Meat Eater, the boys at Meat Eater did an episode where they went out and caught with someone wild cattle. And it was freaking crazy. Yeah,
like lasso.
Yeah.
Oh, cowboy.
And these cows are nuts. Like, totally nuts.
They're not like pasture raised cows.
No,
those are calm, man. You can lead them to whatever.
Undomesticated cattle are total lunatics. Yeah, they're just as crazy as like a deer.
I tell you what's crazy. I'm fucking pigs, bro. When they're wild, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah. But wild boar is also some really amazing meat that I think a lot of carnivores are missing out on because these pigs live on a very natural diet. They're mostly eating nuts, acorns, and shrubbery of some kind, and grasses. And the meat off of them is very, very red. It looks like beef. And it is some of the most delicious, flavorful meat ever. People have been shitting on wild boars for so long. But if you do the butchery right, and as long as it's not a big 400-pound male, it's going to be delicious.
So the bigger they get, the less tasty they are? They're more...
When they're males.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All that testosterone eventually gets them to a point, but you can still butcher them the right way to where you avoid certain glands and you avoid touching certain parts of the pig. I'm no butchery expert. This is just what I've seen.
Learned. Right.
And you can get a bunch of really good sausage off a big boar.
Right.
The rest, all the females, and then young males as well. You go out and hunt, which in South Carolina, we have tons of wild pigs around here. You can go hunt, and you can get a really amazing wild pig, and you can get 100 pounds of meat off that pig. And they're invasive. They ruin properties. Like they're a real problem in like states like ours and Florida and Texas.
Texas, you can just kill them all. They're sending people there like have you seen the piles of piles taller than me and you of like hundreds of boars that they just go in, like 6 of them guys going with AR-15s and just dump them. The video of that them 2 guys getting attacked by all them wild boars.
Yeah.
And it was like, what's the reason? Why do you need an AR-15 to hunt? That's fucking why.
Yeah.
It's not for a deer, bro. Bambi ain't coming for my ass. All right, but these fuckers will kill you and eat you.
If you don't have something lethal when you're hunting wild pigs,
you're screwed.
You're screwed.
You got a bolt action 30-06. You better be able to climb a tree.
Yeah. I have a bolt action 30-06, and I don't ever shoot that thing.
I went hunting with mine one time, didn't kill anything. I've shot it a few times at the range. It's dead nuts.
Yeah.
It's dead nuts at 200 yards, but I never use it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I live in an apartment. You live on a farm. You ain't got no excuse. What do you typically when you do knock down some animals out here? What do you typically use? Like was it 280?
I've got a 270.
270.
That's my favorite hunting rifle for animals out here. Very little recoil. Very accurate up to 250 yards. And it leaves a hole in whatever you shoot about that big.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, really drops things. And we live in such a swampy area that I don't want to have to go tromping through a foot deep swamp.
No.
To have to go find something. Because then you can't blood trail anyway.
Right, because it's in the water.
And you're going to have to drag this thing out through this muck. Not interested.
You don't want to eat that.
Not interested. So I do neck shots and head shots on everything I shoot around here, wild game wise. And I use a 270, and I've never had an animal run on me.
Yeah?
As long as I make a good shot.
Yeah, right. As long as you hit it good. That's pretty good.
Coming from Virginia, it's much more open landscape, mountainous. We would do heart shots there, and that was like how we did things there.
So you can trail them.
Yeah, and you can trail them. I really love neck meat. So neck roast Yeah, so I kind of feel bad about doing neck shots, but you paralyze that animal and you kill it instantly when you do a neck shot. And so they literally just fall over right where they are, immediately brain dead, and you paralyze them as well, so they can't run away. Where a heart shot is going to ethically be...
They're going to really struggle.
Yes, they're going to struggle, but you're going to get a lot more blood out of that animal, so the meat quality is going to be a little bit better. So you kind of have to have this balance where when I first started hunting here in South Carolina, I tried to do these lung heart shots, and I was just in the woods with headlamps for hours and hours looking for what I shot. I just got sick of it. So my buddy said, you should just shoot them in the neck instead. They got nice, big, thick necks.
Right.
Just aim for that. And I did, and I haven't gone back. It's been 5 years, and I haven't gone back. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a really great way to go.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you have to spend 4 hours looking for it, is it really... I'd be pissed at the end of 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Yep.
Especially you hit it. I know I hit it. All right. There's blood around here. Where the hell's he at? No, yeah, that would bother me immensely.
Yep, for sure.
And man, I also love the conversation of if you wanna kill the most animals, go vegan.
Yeah.
Support killing the most animals. I love that.
Absolutely. It's true.
You know what would make a lot of people switch the way they eat?
Yeah.
They talk about how if you saw how hot dogs and sausage were made, you'd quit eating. Listen, bro.
Yeah.
I've rode through a soybean field, right? In the tractor while they're cropping it.
Yeah.
And all you see out the backside is mice and blood. There's thousands it looks like the ground is moving when they're riding over it.
Yep.
And then there's bloody ones slinging around I'm like,
yeah,
people are eating this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that if they saw that shit right there, they would all, oh, the little mice, they're dying.
Yes.
And then you're eating that shit.
Yeah.
So. And
you didn't even see, you didn't eat today, so I'm going to share.
I'll knock it down. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I'm not a carnivore, but I do eat a ton of meat. So
Yeah.
And I also eat 3 meals a day. So you need your...
yeah, I appreciate it.
You need a lot more than I do right now.
Right.
But also what people aren't seeing when they are planting crops, you have to till up this land every time you're gonna plant a monocrop like soy or corn. So the exact same thing happens twice a year, at harvest and at your sowing time or your planting time. You literally have to kill every animal and bug on this 1,000-acre farm that you're going to be planting all your crops on. You have to till that soil, which is going to chop up tons of snakes and rats and voles and mice,
which are important for the
ground nesting birds, everything like that. Then you have to spray poison on the land to kill off all the plants that want to grow, using an herbicide, because you don't want any
glyphosate.
Yeah, you're going to spray glyphosate or oh shucks, I forgot the other one that's really, really popular. Then as your crop grows, you're probably going to spray glyphosate on it again, because your plants actually have glyphosate in them now. Most corn and beans and any kind of GMO crop is going to literally have glyphosate woven into the DNA of the plant itself. So you could spray this whole field with glyphosate and it will only kill the weeds. It won't kill your crop. Then you're going to spray pesticides on that crop because we don't want bugs eating this crop.
Right.
So not only have you killed all the snakes and the mice and the birds, now you're killing billions of insects.
Right. Oh, and deer. Bambi's going down too, because if the deer come eating your plants, what you gonna do? You're gonna shoot them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Bambi's going down too.
But then you have the harvest.
Right.
And you're gonna drive a combine over this field, and it's going to suck up everything in that field. So after 3 or 4 months, your crop is ready to harvest. All the animals have come back.
Right.
From other places, from wild places. So you have this genocide that happens twice a year. And that's what the vegans want to eat. where you could kill one cow
Right.
that was ethically raised, like mine. Amazing life, fresh water. Like literally, we give them a social life with other cows.
Right.
They have a social hierarchy.
That's what we didn't go out there and see
sunshine, fresh grass every day, minerals, everything a cow needs to be happy. You get a whole life from this cow, and after they reach peak maturity, we harvest them. They get a very humane death, stress-free, humane death. That one animal could feed your whole family for an entire year. And unless that cow stepped on a mouse, there were 0 deaths in the entire process. Because we don't spray anything out here.
Unless a coyote comes for your shit.
Unless a coyote comes out.
But that's different.
Yeah,
that's only one more
it's
life,
not
even 1,000 more.
Yeah.
Or millions
Exactly.
of lives.
So the most vegan thing to do is actually to buy a whole cow from a local grass-fed farmer and feed your family with that.
I said that I do lives where I cook in my kitchen and I talk to people about this, and I was talking to somebody about that, and somebody said like, damn, so it's almost like you're vegan. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually the one that cares about the plants and the animals.
Yeah.
Like they make it out like they care about the animals.
Yeah.
I care about both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm actually like the one, like I would rather kill one cow. It's not about, I heard somebody say this and I have thought about it ever since when I think about like taking the life of something. If you want to think about it, I mean, you think God punishes a lion for killing a gazelle? Like, no, that's not, you know, but your duty is you just took the life of another being. It's your duty as a person to do the most good or most productive thing that you can do with that energy that you got from the cow or from the animal. It just, if you're going to take another being's life, you know, there's ethical things like use the whole thing, use the
organs, the fat,
mm-hmm.
the bones, make a skull mount with the horns.
It's all useful.
Use everything.
All of it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Make a dog chew out of the hooves for your dogs.
What do y'all do with the nuts? Y'all sell bull testicles?
It's complicated. Most of the cattle I buy have already been castrated.
Oh, really?
So I don't castrate any cows here because I don't have to.
Gotcha.
Castration is one of my least favorite things in the entire agriculture space.
It doesn't sound fun.
It's really not fun. I've castrated probably 300 pigs. I've only castrated about a dozen cattle in my whole life. But we do it for the purpose of no one would want to eat this meat if we didn't do this.
Right.
Okay? Also, reason number 2 is usually bulls, young bulls that are still intact, are pretty wild and unruly. And they don't work well in our grass-fed systems where we move cows every single day. They're much easier to handle if you give them 1,000 acres to themselves and you don't see them for 6 months.
Yeah, but who's got 1,000 acres?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So for our system, we choose to buy castrated bulls that were castrated at about 10 to 12 months. Because the testosterone actually helps them grow. Mm-hmm. It helps them develop stronger bones. It's the same reason you don't castrate your dog when he's super young. Mm-hmm. You wait for them to grow a little bit, use the testosterone, use the hormones to develop a healthy body, then you castrate.
Right.
So, but bull meat is awful. It sucks. It's like the most gamey deer meat you've ever had.
Really?
Yeah. So, we don't do it.
Can you hand me one of them waters real quick?
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you. So, is it particularly the testosterone, or does the higher amounts of testosterone does that control the gamey flavor, or does that just control like the building of muscle that creates a gamey flavor? Like,
I'm not a scientist, so I don't know the answer exactly to that question. I'm sure there's a very technical answer to that.
Right.
In the meat science world. But from what I understand, that testosterone is going through the muscle, and that we eat the muscle.
And it actually gives
And
you
that has
flavor.
a very, very strong flavor.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why an old wild boar is going to be tricky to harvest and to consume without doing something like a sausage or something to it,
right,
to kind of mask that flavor somehow. There's just something about testosterone that's not very delicious.
Toxic masculinity. You heard it here.
Yep.
It's real. Okay. Now, with another thing I wanted to ask you about, grass-fed, seasonal flavor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We were talking about climates and stuff.
Yeah.
How does seasonal flavor, particularly with your cows, obviously it differs from area to area, I'd imagine, but how does the seasonal flavor affect your cows?
I much prefer, if I had to choose one season to eat beef from, it would be a spring harvest.
Spring
cow.
Harvest?
Yep. All winter long, they're eating hay, which is basically fermented grass.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably my least favorite beef. It's not bad. It's just not as sweet and vibrant as spring harvested beef,
okay.
which is if I had to guess, these are early summer, late spring beef that we're eating right now.
Oh, really good.
Lots of flavor, but it has like a mild sweetness to it that just makes the whole, it kind of covers your whole palate, and it makes the whole eating experience just like these were such a joy to eat. Mm-hmm. There's so much going on, but there's nothing gamey going on at all, you know?
So when I taste the sirloin, I want to call it gamey, but I know that's not the word for the flavor.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to call it, because when I have deer meat,
it's beefy.
It's beefy is what it is. I'm just not used to having that much beef flavor in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
That first grass-fed, grass-finished steak that I had, it was almost like, call it placebo, but it was almost like I could taste the grass that it was eating.
Yeah.
As weird as that is, like,
yeah,
it had like a grassy taste to it.
Yep.
I was like, I can almost taste what he was eating, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's cool as shit.
Yeah. But not the most enjoyable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's why they say, I heard somebody say, like, I don't really like the taste of grass-fed, grass-finished. I was like, why? And then I had it, and I was like, okay, preference.
Yeah.
Preference. I always enjoyed, when I eat grass-fed, it reminds me of when my grandpa would bring deer meat to the house, just because it tasted wild. Like, there was just something about it that tasted right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where it, like, brings me there, and I'm like, all right, we're supposed to be right now.
Yeah. But I have seen, you just want to be careful if you buy, sometimes I've seen people buy meat from a real old timer who's got 10 cows or whatever sitting around. He's like, I think I need to harvest a few. And he's harvesting these 10-year-old cows. And I've seen pictures of people who will post like on carnivore sites and like Facebook pages where they'll show the ribeye that they got off this cow. And it's tiny and there's zero fat on it. And you know that's an old girl cow.
Okay.
That got harvested, and that person kind of got duped into buying that beef. That old female cows have usually been through so many births, and they've been working so hard their whole life. They're usually 8 to 10 years old when they get harvested. Where like our beef is 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's not hard as a brick, and there's tons of flavor, and there's fat left.
Because if you catch them too old, their muscle develops too much.
Yeah, and they burn through all their fat, and their connective tissue just becomes really, really tough.
Right.
And
they're growing. They're getting stronger.
Yeah.
Right.
But these older girls, they're done growing, and they're just everything just starts to get really tough. And I have seen pictures where people have like bought a whole cow or something, and you're like, you can just look at that beef, and you can be like, oh. You can just tell this person bought an 8-year-old female cow, and that farmer was just trying to dump off some of his old breeding stock. So you do, like, that's why I post a lot on Instagram, my cattle, and I also allow people to come to the farm and see the cows for themselves. These are young, vibrant animals.
Right.
We get them to maturity, then we harvest. Because I still want the eating experience.
Right.
I still want it to be a really enjoyable steak that you can grill, and it's delicious and tender.
Right.
Where if you harvest super late, past 4 or 5 years, your steaks are all gonna suck. And it's very unfortunate. So you want to get to know, like, when you have this relationship with a farmer, you want to be able to ask them questions about the cows that they harvest.
Right.
And find out, like, do you have super old cows that we're going to be eating? Or, like, what's their diet like? What's their routine like? How long have they been here?
Right.
You want to be able to ask those questions. If your farmer's not willing to answer those questions,
Find a new
find
farmer.
it.
Yeah. That's like a doctor at that point. Ooh,
But
that's like a doctor at that point.
Yeah, but still, everything's on a scale. I would put grocery store meat way below
Local.
that. Yeah.
Just now,
As far as a
in
nutrient perspective and a health perspective.
And that's like grass fed out the window. That's just like in general. Even if you're getting grain fed, you would still recommend local?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially if you can have those kind of conversations with the farmer.
Right.
Which you should. If you're going to buy a half cow or a whole cow from this guy, you should have those conversations with that farmer, because you're going to be dropping $2,000 to $5,000 on this meat.
That's and you're going to be stuck. If you get a shitty cow, you're going to be stuck eating it for however
long time, or it's going to become dog food.
Yeah, so
it just becomes very expensive dog food.
Where I was going with the restaurant depot, I went in there and I
bought.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. So I walked through all the meat and I was like, the prices are pretty fair, but they're still a little bit higher than I expect them to be because everything's supposed to be dirt cheap in here.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. I kept walking and we were trying to buy dog food, so I was getting the dog food stuff. Couldn't buy the chicken. I was like, I'm not buying 100 pounds. Like, there's no fucking way.
That's too much.
But I made my way over to a section that was all the meat was halal grade.
Yeah.
So it's like, I looked it up on AI. It was like $6.50 a pound for center cut ribeye loin, and I was like,
jeez.
I was like, okay, this has got to be really shitty meat. So I looked it up, and it's like not bottom, but next to bottom.
Yeah.
But I also noticed, so it said that it's the
slaughter.
They have to like slit the throat.
Halal is about the slaughter.
Right. It has to
There's
do with
probably some rules based off of how the animals are raised, but it's mostly about the slaughter.
Right. How they're killed is what I found.
Yeah.
I think it's like you have to slit their throat and then drain them or something.
Yep.
Like that. Something like that.
Yeah, because it's for both Muslim and Jewish communities. They have very, very strict laws about what kind of meat they can eat, and one of the laws is that they have to drain the blood out of the animal to consider it pure enough to eat.
Gotcha.
So what they do is sometimes they'll stun the animal or do something to kind of knock it unconscious before they slit the throat. Sometimes they'll just go through, slit the throat, and then you hang it up by the back feet. So the blood drains down towards the head.
So it's far from ethical.
And it depends. Killing an animal always feels a little bit like a sacrifice.
Right.
So I would prefer the method where they actually either stun the animal or find a way to. What we do is we actually have a bolt. I'm not allowed to do the butchery, but my butcher has a bolt gun, which is the gun from No Country for Old Men, the movie.
Oh yeah.
Where you pull a trigger and it looks like a 22 or something, but it just has a bolt that goes in and then retracts. So if you put
basically a nail gun.
Yeah, basically a nail gun. If you put that bolt to their head, you hit them in the brain, which may be too much for some people.
No, that's fine.
We're carnivores, right?
Yeah, I was about to say,
so if you can make an animal go brain dead immediately,
right,
then you cut their jugular veins, and then you raise them up by their feet.
Right.
Bloodless meat is going to taste a lot better
So
than
still
if
wanna
you
drain
keep
immediately.
because the blood is stored in the veins, arteries, and muscles. So if you can drain the blood out of the animal, the meat quality and the meat flavor is going to be a lot better.
Right.
So I prefer halal killed meat.
Okay, so when you were saying it, I wasn't picturing, okay, when you stun them, they don't really have to feel it. I thought they were just
I just
stunning them.
prefer it not to happen while they're still alive.
Yeah, facts.
It just seems a little violent.
Yeah. I thought you were saying they just bring them in there and they're like, oh, yeah, is this some...
Yeah.
And then they're just like hanging up. But no, they at least stun them first. And
yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I prefer if you can knock them brain dead first. That's the method that I prefer. Just because then that animal, you can harvest that animal and it never feels any pain.
Right.
You knock it brain dead and it's not going to experience anything after that.
As soon as the computer's gone, it's off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What was cool about that? So the meat tastes completely different. It's very, like, not very fatty cut, but again, like I was trying to get...
Was this beef? Or
yeah,
lamb?
it's beef ribeye. It's beef
Oh, yeah,
It's the center cut ribeye.
Yeah.
It's the whole loin. And I was like, for $6.50 a pound,
that's
crazy
cheap.
But I bought, what was it, like 8 or 9 pounds? And like the whole thing, I was like, bro, for $40-$50, something like that. It was somewhere in that range. And I was like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I did not just buy this much ribeye. I get home, I slice it down into like 1.5 inch thick steaks. Now, of course, the center cut of the ribeye is not the most desirable.
Right.
But it was still ribeye, so it had some fat content. Like, it had a little bit of marbleization. It did not taste the same at all. It tasted very different. But what I did notice, back to what we were talking about with the browning, when I cut it into steaks, I cut it up, and then my dog was like about to piss his pants. So I went and walked my dog. I came back, and where I had cut the steaks, it was starting to brown.
Yep.
I was like,
oxidization.
I was like, so this is probably actually better meat than what I typically get as far as like healthy. You know what I mean?
It probably didn't have all the preservatives on it yet or injected into it.
That's what I'm wondering is like, is it better to get the halal cut just so you're not getting all the bullshit? You know what I mean? It's like, what are you not buying is more important than what you are buying.
True.
You know?
Yep. Exactly.
Something to think about.
So that's why you're hearing a lot about vaccines in meat, antibiotics in meat. Right. And it's really, really something that we take pretty seriously here. Is something that we're proud of is that we don't give our animals any vaccines. Right. They don't get any medications at all in their life unless they're in a life-threatening situation where there's clearly a problem. Right. But that's never happened to us. Right. So when we are very proud of the fact that you're exactly like you said, you're getting all of the nutrition from a healthy cow, and you're also not getting antibiotics and vaccines in the meat itself. Right. And you're not getting preservatives in this either. That's why I'm such a big fan of frozen meat versus fresh. A lot of that fresh meat at the grocery store was probably frozen before. Just frozen as big primal cuts. And then those butchers take them and they will thaw them out and cut them and sell them as fresh meat. They're also putting preservatives on that meat so it looks really red on the counter. So for me, I just don't trust anything from the damn grocery store anymore. I just find the whole thing so disgusting.
I knew you'd
be
so like...
They want to make the food look different than it actually is.
I'm glad RFK got rid of them dyes.
Yeah.
Oh, the dyes?
He's got a lot more dyes to go through.
He's got so much shit left to do, dude. There's work to be done.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even care about the Fruit Loops and the coloring in the Fruit Loops. Like, I understand he's got things to work on, and there's small victories to be won that makes you feel good.
Right.
That's fine. I'm a huge RFK fan. But I'm over here a regenerative farmer who I believe all the reasons I started becoming a farmer and started my own farm business was because I wanted to heal people and I wanted to heal land. And I wanted to use animals to do that. And there's so many roadblocks stopping people like me from being able to expand. And a lot of it has to do with regulations and government overreach
and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah, USDA. the biggest one.
More than the FDA?
Yeah, because the USDA oversees all of our meat processing.
Gotcha.
This is the biggest one that is killing small farmers like myself. This takes so much of the profit margin that we could be making to expand our operations. And I have to literally pay $1,000 for every cow.
What?
To get processed.
No shit.
Yep.
Dude, that's nuts. And then
$1,000.
we end up paying for that.
Yep.
That's
Well, when
fucked.
people ask me why my ground beef is $14 a pound, it's because that animal cost me $2,500 to buy,
Right.
$1,000 to process, a couple hundred more dollars worth of hay, a couple hundred more dollars worth of transportation,
Right.
and then all the labor costs that go into that, and all the infrastructure that it takes to raise that animal. My costs are about $4,000 per beef.
Jesus Christ.
At the end of the day. And so I'm working with like a 20% profit margin,
Right.
where that beef that's $6 a pound at the grocery
They're
store,
getting like 35, 40%.
they're getting major profit margins because it actually costs them about $10 to $12 a pound to raise, but our government subsidizes that industry, but it only subsidizes the big boys.
Right.
So if you have a feedlot, if you have a Tyson chicken house, if you have a Smithfield pork house, you get endowed with tons of government money to make
Grants and all that.
your products cheaper in the grocery store than they actually are to raise. I think the best example is the $6 Costco rotisserie chicken.
Right.
That's insane.
How is that $6?
It costs me about $6 a pound to raise a chicken.
Damn. So
And my chickens weigh 4 to 5 pounds.
versus that one that's like 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
They're pretty big.
Yeah, they're fat boys.
But you can get a chicken that's already cooked for you for $6.
That's crazy.
There's no way that it costs Tyson less than $6
To
raise that chicken,
Yeah.
let alone for Costco to pay somebody to cook that chicken.
Right. Because they didn't.
And
just
all the
come like that.
transportation from
And
4 states away,
packaging, seasoning. All that
So
stuff.
when you think about it, the real cost of that chicken is probably somewhere between $12 and $15. But government subsidies come in to save the day for the big boys,
give them free food,
and
or
they
give them grants.
make that food artificially cheap. Well, what are you going to do if you're a major corporation like Tyson and you're already getting all these crazy government handouts? Are you going to all of a sudden become a philanthropist and start giving away the profits to people in need?
No.
There's no way. You are so greedy at that point that you're going to take every shortcut that's possible to make the most profit as humanly possible.
Right.
And that's what I see in grocery stores. Everything is a shortcut. Everything is 100 shortcuts.
Right.
For profit.
It's like we were talking about the other day, just out there. Like, I would love to DIY, make my own butter and everything. Like, I'd love to make my own stuff, but at a certain point, like, you can't do it all. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's, like you can't. I can't make my own butter and all that, but
You could.
yeah, no, I definitely could. But like, is it
But
worth?
it's very time consuming.
Very time consuming. Yeah. So
Mhm.
just spend the money and get the good stuff, and let somebody else do it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
But I love bringing awareness to this stuff because people have no idea that, like, when you see $6 a pound for like grass-fed beef in the store, most likely that beef is coming from another country. And U.S. regulations are already bad enough. All of these other countries that we get our beef from have even worse and lower standards than America.
Really?
So first of all, they're lying to you on the package. It's most likely not from America.
Right.
Second of all, it may not even be, they probably were fed grass at some point, but it's definitely not grass finished. Then you have no idea what they fed those cows during their life. There are some crazy videos coming out of people who work at cattle and hog finishing operations, where especially with the pigs, they are literally taking garbage from landfills. The landfills are paying these pig houses to take trash, put it in a huge tub grinder with corn, and they feed it to the pigs.
Because they can eat anything.
Yeah,
They
pigs can eat anything.
Yeah.
Now, cattle, we tried to do this with dead cattle, where when you have a feedlot, you're having tons of cows die every single day. The environment is so disgusting, so filthy. This is where all your grocery store beef comes from. Then they're in their own muck and manure up to their knees every single day. There's not a tree in sight. They're either on concrete under a roof or they're out in the baking sun. And they have to take so many medications just to keep those cows alive.
That's where the antibiotics come in.
Yes, that's where the antibiotics come in. Then back in the, I think it was the 60s, might have been like the 40s through the 60s. They had feedlots back then too. And they had so many cows dying that they didn't know what to do with them. So they would grind the dead cows with the food for the cows, which cows are 100% herbivores. They cannot digest meat in any way possible.
Oh, really?
They have no ability to digest meat. If you were to take a chicken wing out to a cow, he would just look at it.
He wouldn't even.
You drop on the ground, they would just leave it. Uninterested.
That's why they have to grind it in with the grain to get them to want to eat it.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my God.
That's where mad cow disease came from.
No shit.
Yep.
Because they were feeding cows to cows.
Yes.
Fucking A, man.
Yep.
What?
These are the people that are still in charge of your grocery stores today. Doesn't matter if it's Publix or Costco or Wegmans or Walmart. All these people are trying to find a way to convince you to buy these products instead of going to your local farmer. And they're going to use whatever words, whatever fancy packaging they can to convince you to keep buying from them, because they're seeing a mass exodus of people like myself who I grew up eating Walmart food.
Right. Same.
Finding out the truth about what's in these products that they sell. And they're like, screw you, I'm going to the farmer's market. I'm not going to eat your poison.
Right.
Americans are sicker and more disease than ever before. And I think that the number one cause, there's many causes, but I think the number one cause is what's in the food.
I think so too. I think it starts with the soil. I think it starts with the ground first, but if you're doing regenerative style farming, then it's not really an issue. You know what I mean? So I think it starts at the soil though, because one of the things that so when you go on a carnivore diet, you're not getting any carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With fat, you get 9 calories per gram, but you get no water. With carbohydrates, you get 4 calories per gram, but you also get 2 water molecules,
Okay.
2 to 4 water molecules. And so carbohydrates, when you eat them, not only can they provide you energy, but they also hydrate you.
Yeah.
They put water in your muscles.
Yes. Okay.
And so it's nice because it's like energy with a camel pack on, you know, it's easy.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about salt.
So you get so hydrated with fruit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The carbohydrates literally shove water and nutrients into your muscles.
Yep.
That's why a lot of guys, they carb load before the gym and then they cram carbs right after the gym with their protein. That way the protein, it'll
ride
the
water molecules.
That's the method anyways.
Yeah.
It's like it's supposed to like pack shit into your muscles. But that being said, because you don't have the water molecules attached to the carbohydrate, you have to hydrate differently, right?
Yeah.
Also, when you're not getting when you're not creating insulin, you dump sodium a lot more, so you require a lot more salt. I have to salt everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And I keep I've been struggling with electrolyte balance and stuff like that. And I always take things back to, okay, if we were 1,000 years ago, what would this do? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like getting sore. I don't get sore. And that I have always wondered, why do we get sore? Like, why is it when I go to the gym and get sore? If we were out in the wild,
always heard lactic acid.
Yeah. It's so
one two-word answer.
Yep. I've always wondered, what purpose does that serve in nature, right?
Yeah.
If I was in the woods 1,000 years ago, or hell, if I was in the woods today and a lion started chasing me,
Yeah.
If I was sore, I wouldn't be able to fucking run from it. So
Yeah.
like, why would that be a thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
And now that I'm eating proper, I don't get sore, dude. I go to the
That's
gym
crazy.
and I do the same workouts every single day. I do leg day, and then I do leg day, and then I do leg day.
Yeah.
I don't have to do leg day and then wait 3 days like I used to.
Yeah.
And also,
Oh yeah.
now that being said, you got to take some salt in there with you
Yeah.
to hydrate. If you're out in the heat, or if you're like working out a lot,
Yeah.
electrolytes is the hardest thing to figure out. But
Yeah.
what I've been thinking about, because if I put too much salt or electrolytes in my water, it dries my mouth out and I have to drink water. But if I don't put enough in my water, I pee a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's a balance here. And all I can think is that magnesium, I think, is the most missing one. Is like magnesium, you just don't you don't really get it in anything other than leafy greens, of course. And the magnesium that you get from leafy greens, you don't actually get all the magnesium. Like the stuff that you get from vegetables, it's not as bioavailable as with beef.
Yeah.
Like if you had a colostomy bag, right, and you ate that steak just now, and then if you ate that steak just now, it'd just be fluid in the bag.
Yeah.
Like the poop bag or whatever,
Yeah,
it'd just be
yeah.
fluid in the bag, because your body will process every bit of that, right?
Yeah.
But if you had some potatoes with it, you'd have shit in the bag.
Yeah.
So what's that tell you?
Right.
There's a bunch of shit in there that
Right.
your body didn't want, so it throws it out. So like you might have 400 milligrams of magnesium in this bowl of spinach, but you only get 20 milligrams of it.
Yeah.
You know, so what's the point of eating it? Like it just,
You're talking about bioavailability.
bioavailability is the
Yes.
biggest. That's one of my new favorite words, man.
Yeah.
And like with the grass-fed, grass-finished beef in particular, like no bullshit, I feel different right now.
Yeah.
Like as soon as there was a
Takes
question.
about 20 minutes.
Yeah, there was a question that we were like, you asked me something, and I was like, I just lost my train of thought, because like I almost feel high, because
Yeah.
I start seeing clearer.
Yep.
Like you feel better,
Yep.
more energy.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, it's just we just ate.
Yep.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
didn't drink any coffee.
No
we
coffee,
didn't have
no
any other
nothing.
stimulant.
Yep, that's it.
Other than a good conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
Some beef.
I feel like I look at things, and things look almost unreal, like weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's just from me eating this. It's more nutrient dense. It's got more things like folate in it. You know?
Yep.
Pregnant women need to be eating grass-fed, grass-finished beef.
Yep.
That's my girlfriend.
And
She's-
organs.
Yeah. Oh God. So
You gotta
I
do the
gotta
organ
sneak
blend.
it in there. I gotta sneak it in there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Make the organ blend work.
I want to get.
She's not carnivore, right?
No.
So you can
I
make
just
her
sneak it
some
in the spaghetti.
tacos or something.
Yeah. I gotta slide
Sneak it in
in.
the spaghetti. She'll never know.
I've been getting her.
Hopefully she doesn't watch this.
Yeah, no, she's not gonna watch this. She listens to me talk all the time. She's not gonna watch. She might actually watch this one because it's not with my buddy. So
Yeah, right.
she might- oh, how'd this one go? Did they talk about me? She might actually watch this one. But no, the difference that it makes, man, in nutrient density, bioavailability. I think that back to what I was saying about the minerals. I think that our ground and our water supply are just so
Depleted.
depleted of
Yes.
it. Like, not for nothing. When I eat this beef, when I eat beef in general, or when I eat pork or anything like that,
Yep.
that animal should have all the magnesium, potassium, calcium, and sodium that I need.
Yep.
Maybe not sodium. People have always looked for salt licks and stuff like that from the beginning of time.
Yep.
But
Yep.
animals typically look for a salt lick, and then they get the sodium, because you get sodium in beef as well. You get a lot of potassium. That's where you're
Yeah.
supposed to get your potassium. Everybody thinks
Well, my cows always have a salt.
a salt lick.
supplement.
Yeah. They,
Yep.
or, do you, like,
We get
leave
a
the
powder
block?
form.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It absorbs a lot better for them
Then the block.
than the blocks.
I've seen the blocks
Yeah.
before. I was
The blocks are a lot cooler to watch,
Yeah, because you
but
can
it's
actually watch.
the powdered salt is a lot better for them.
Do you like sprinkle it on their food?
No, they have a mineral tub that I give them
okay.
that just has their minerals.
We didn't go out to the cows.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
Oops.
I'd check them out because I want to see the cows.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I've
Yeah, they
seen
have a mineral
grass-fed
tub,
cow.
and they get I can't name every supplement they get, but they get a mineral mix for them, and then I add salt. I add extra salt onto it.
Oh, okay, good, because it's hot as fuck out here.
Yep.
So when it's more hot,
They
and
need it.
humid, yeah. When you're talking about your chickens and your cows don't get sick,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I don't do? I don't get sick because
Yeah.
I'm not eating all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude,
Your body's ready to fight off something.
bro, it has already fought off I don't fart anymore.
Yeah.
No bullshit. I told you about the mosquitoes. No mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I used
The
to
mosquito
carry.
thing's crazy.
Mosquito thing is nuts. I'm from Florida.
Yep.
All right. So mosquito, like I could sell so many people on this diet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I was getting paid to bring people on, I'd be like,
yeah.
listen, get in the truck. No. So heartburn gone. And I used to
Yeah.
carry around Tums like all the time.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yep.
Heartburn gone. Orthostatic hypertension, which is where when you sit down for too long and you stand up, you get dizzy.
Yeah.
I've had that my whole life, like to the point where it's just a normal thing when I stand up and get dizzy. Like I'll literally just grab a table and stand there and keep talking to you. I can keep the conversation going.
Yeah, but you're like holding on to something.
I just got used to it. You know what I mean? I started doing this diet, shit's gone.
Yep.
My arm was getting numb when I would drive. My whole arm would go numb and I couldn't feel it.
Yeah.
Not a problem anymore. My left wrist, there was something going on in my wrist that was so bad that when I would do push-ups, it would hurt.
Yeah.
When I would like stretch my back like this, it would hurt. And every time I stretch my back all the time, and every time I would stretch my back like this, my wrist would hurt. And then about a month after Carnivore, I was like, my wrist doesn't hurt anymore. I started doing some push-ups. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Carpal tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
I was developing carpal tunnel when I was younger.
Yep.
Gone. I can play guitar for as long as I want to now.
That's amazing.
Dude, I went from playing for like an hour and a half to only being able to play for like 5 minutes to the point where I just quit playing because
your wrist hurts so bad. Yeah.
And now I can just play and play and play. Now I'm not good at playing and like I don't have no calluses or anything because it's been years.
Yeah.
But
I
sat down and played the other day. I was like, oh, it's gone. Because like I still would sit down and only be able to play for like 5-10 minutes and it would hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, no problems anymore.
Yeah. How long have you been on the diet?
February 9th would be
the starting day?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're
almost
4 months in?
Well, so February 9th was when I had 2 weeks before that, but I had 2 cheat days in
5
there.
months.
So I'm almost 6 months is where I'm at.
Okay, cool.
Because it was technically the last week of January. So I'm almost 6 months.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
do you think that this is going to be a long-term thing for you? Or are you using Carnivore as a tool to get healthy, do an elimination diet, and then add something like berries in or something like that?
I think that's
or honey, or
I think that's the right like.
Because that's the route I see some people taking. But then you see Sean Baker has been a carnivore for like freaking 20 years or something.
Right. So I plan on taking it as long as it keeps me healthy. You know what I hope. When I started with the diet and everybody was like, you're just seeing health benefits because you're not eating this and not eating that. And I was like, true, but I've eaten whole foods before and still had all these problems.
Yep.
So there's something to the
absolutely
meat, you know. So
if anybody says they just switched to a whole foods diet and it fixed all their problems, they're probably bullshitting you.
Yeah.
They
still have
they're
problems.
still eating whole grains and shit like that, and even vegetables that will mess with your gut. They're probably bullshitting you.
Yeah. Or they just don't know that they still have all these, like they still burp and fart and
bloat.
Yeah. And they just you don't realize it.
Yeah.
We've been eating like this since we were kids.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it.
Absolutely.
Dude, I'd eat a whole pack of Oreos in one sitting.
Yeah.
I was killing 7,000 to 10,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
And I thought it was okay because I was 150 pounds still. I'm not getting fat. God must love me.
Yeah. Right.
No, man. I was
that stuff affects you long term.
Yeah. I was creating diabetes. Is what I was doing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I definitely, I feel so much healthier now. I got bit by my dog and I mean,
like healed really fast or something?
I healed pretty quick.
Yeah.
It would not get infected.
Yeah.
I work in construction outside, bro, and I've been bitten by dogs. You ain't got to do nothing to a dog bite for it to get infected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bro, I peroxided it one time when I first got bit.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes after. I worked outside, no gloves on, didn't have to fuck with it. I haven't gotten any. This was a blister from where grease popped me.
Yeah.
And I got 3 blister bubbles. I've been working with it just like that. No infection. It's been like that for a week. It's still healing.
Yeah.
I don't really get sick. I have what I need to heal myself as well as fight off infections and stuff like that.
I kind of feel like it's both. You're not eating bullshit, but you are also eating the most bioavailable nutrients possibly.
Exactly. It was just like your cows. They're not eating the bullshit. They're not getting all the added hormones. They're not getting. You don't need all that, dude.
Yeah.
I literally felt. So this one's fun. All right. So since I was about 20, I'd say about 22, I started dealing with like early signs of erectile dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, all right, something's going on here.
Carnivore's going to cure that instantly.
Dude, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean,
That's
instantaneously.
amazing. Yeah.
But my testosterone is like I can feel that my testosterone is higher.
Yep.
When my testosterone went up, I could tell because my dog started acting different. My male dog, he started acting different. He started respecting me a little bit more.
Sense you.
I think so.
He could sense your hormones.
Yeah. I think that, from animal to animal, testosterone is testosterone.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a certain level of, I saw a video of a guy who was just the manliest man, and this bear comes up fucking with him, and it said, "This is why testosterone is important." He goes up and like he's just a manly man. He's not a huge guy, but he's just, bearded and like burly, looks like an Alaskan mountain man. And it said, "This is why testosterone is important," and it made me think. I was like, that's why my dog listens to me more now.
Yeah.
Because I have more testosterone.
Yeah.
Like from animal to animal, testosterone is the same
so crazy
thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all the shit. The craziest thing that I heard was Michaela Peterson talking about how her anxiety when she eats seed oils goes through the roof and she starts having panic attacks.
Wow.
I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. So you drink a bottle of canola oil?
No. I didn't want to test the theory. I just noticed I used to be very insecure before. Now I have not like super confidence, but like the lack of insecurity.
Yeah.
I don't like feel super cocky. I just don't feel so like, why is everybody looking at me like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't feel like dude, I started this after Carnivore. You know, like I'm not so scared to be on camera.
Yep.
Because before I'd be like, oh, I don't know about today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so easy to
you get scared easily.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I imagine having low testosterone, having like everything was just out of whack, man.
Yeah.
But the meat's where it's at.
Yeah.
But
love it.
I'm not gonna hold you on here too much longer. I still want to walk around and look at the farm.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and close it out. You should definitely plug your stuff. Like the website and all that stuff. Let them know how you deliver locally and all that.
Yes.
I don't know how many Charleston people will watch, but
well, if you're in the Charleston area, you can get our products, and our farm name is called Chucktown Acres. We do home delivery. We have our own farm store, which we're sitting in right now. So you can come here and buy products at the farm. You can buy whole cows, half a hog, or you can buy 1 pound of ground beef, anything in between. So our website's chucktownacres.com. I try to do a decent amount on Instagram, showing people videos. I usually do videos of myself in front of the animals talking about corruption in the food industry, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
And
we love that.
You get to see my animals at the same time. So that's us.
Good. That's really cool.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate it. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go look at the rest of the farm.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Eat more meat, y'all.
Peace.